Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we are going to work on our Ephesians journal some more today. So I'm going to start off with these 5 tags, and I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to cut these 2 out because I mentioned on the other video, these are not the same size. These 2 are not the same size as these 3. And so if you're trying to put these back to back, these 2 pages of tags, you want to make sure that you get the 2 narrower ones with the 2 narrower backs. Okay, all right, so now I could put grommets. I think I'm going to do the paper circles, which is one of my favorite things. And I have them all inked up, so I'm just going to, do I have any dark green? Just out of curiosity? No. All right. All right, well, I will stick with the pink then. Okay, and then now we've got our ribbon to put in, and I think I'm going to look at I tore a bunch of strips of fabric the other day when I was making the clusters. I got all happy with my different fabrics, and I tore a bunch of strips that I could use. So let me see if I have anything. Oh, here it is. I've got a whole box of these strips too. So let me see what I can find. That one, that's a bow. I like that, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily work with this. Yeah. All right, what else do we have? How about, I kind of like the dark green though. Let me do this one. I think this is going to work. All right, that's more interesting. Yep. Pink. Don't seem like I have a lot of pink here. It's got touches here and there. All right. And that one is a neutral one. So what do I have? Oh, here's one. Okay. All right. And then this pink one. Oh, how about a black and white? Would that look too weird? I'm going to use it. there are those 5 tags, and that's what they look like on the other side. Okay, and so now I was going to do the notepad, and I've got paper I pulled out here. I'm going to get my paper tear ruler. Okay, so we're going to make a notepad, and the criteria is it's going to fit in your signature, and so it can be this wide, and it needs to be no more than no more than 7.5 inches long. So let me see if I can do it without a ruler. I've got just this yellow paper I got from a friend, a pricing sheet, and then I've got this lined paper, and I've got this piece from somebody else that gave me that, and then I've got regular copy paper that I sprayed coffee, real concentrated coffee through a stencil, and so that is the paper I'll be using. So let's see, I'm going to start off and see if I can get away with tearing the edge on all of these at once. Maybe. Yes. And then if I tear the bottom off properly, I won't have to measure it. I think this will be enough. And these are big enough that I'm going to put in my scraps. I don't know if you've seen my video, but I have a video on making scraps more interesting. Some of these are kind of boring, but if you take them and put them out on your table and just spritz them with paint and flick them with paint and spray them with coffee and all sorts of things, it really does make them liven up. So, okay, so that looks like that's going to fit. So now I just need to make sure it's going to fit within my header, this piece right here. So it looks like I'm going to need it to be about there. Yeah, I think that works. And so then same again. Turn it around so I can tear it better. Okay, let me just take one piece of paper here and put it there. And something like that. Take this paper out. So I've got this many pieces of paper for my notepad. Yeah, that will work. And there's no set amount of paper you need to put in a notepad. Whatever you want will work. I'm going to score my notepad header. And so if you look, there are little marks. So don't go by the design. Go by these little marks, because the design bleeds over slightly so you don't have a white flash. So let me show you what I mean. You're going to fold it. And if you fold it on that line, you get just a little bit of design over it so you don't have any white showing. And then there's another little mark. So line those up and score those. And the other one on this side. And actually, I didn't put a mark on that one. So let me see. It's gonna be about here. So here. So this one just folds up underneath it. So you want it to be a little bit shorter than that, so you don't doesn't bind up. And then you're gonna fold this one like that. And then that's your header for your notepad. We're going to punch holes, but let me just double check that this is going to be right. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay. And then whatever piece of paper you want to put on top, I'll leave this. That's pretty. I'll leave that. Okay, so now I'm going to get out my crocodile, and I use that just to punch the hole because it goes through several layers of paper with no problem, and that's the only time I use my crocodile. Okay, so let's see. I always have to try to remember which side I want. I want the bigger hole. There's a bigger one and a smaller one, so I'm going to use that one. And then I'm going to put the header on, put the paper up into the header all the way up to the top, and I'm going to center it this way, and I'm going to get a clip. And so now I'm just going to take, let's see, that one there, and the way the crocodile works, it's got this hole here so you can see what you're doing, and it has this little guide that you can move back and forth so that you can set it so that it's the equal distance from the edge. So if I punch this one with this guide here, when I go over here, it will make sure that the hole is exactly in the right position. Change it just a little bit, move it up just slightly, and then I'm going to center it from side to side and punch my hole and make it let go. And I'll get those out in a minute. And then same on this side, put that in there, put it where the guide is, center it side to side, punch that hole, get it out of there. The crocodile gets to go away again until the next time I make a notepad. And get some ribbon, and I'm going to put a dark purple. And so I want, let's see, we need enough so it's in there, back here, and then it has enough to tie a bow. I do this every time. I should just know by heart how much I need, but I don't. Okay, so I think that's, all right, so we're just gonna go with that. Let me measure it. I've got 12, almost 2 feet, but 23 inches. So let's see how that looks, and then we can go from there. Okay, so now, and in theory, this is a refillable notepad because you can untie it and open it up and put more paper in it if you ever wanted to do that. I don't know how many people, and I'm just going to tie a knot because it's easier to get a bow once I've tied this knot. Get this out of the way. Okay. Okay, so that's what 23 inches will get you, and that looks about right for me. So that is the notepad. Now, which signature do I want to put it in? I've already got several special features, if you want to call them that, in this first signature. I've got that, and I've got the buttons. Well, maybe that's all. But it's pretty thick already, so I don't want to put it in that one. Could go in either one. But this one, because of the purple, that's got pink in it a lot. So let me see if I've got purple. Yeah, see, that would be perfect. Let's see. I think I'll put it back here. Although the purple doesn't even show, but theoretically, if you went like that, you'd see purple. I'm going to put a piece of purple washi tape on it. Ooh. Do I have enough? I don't. But I'm going to put it on there anyway because it's a junk journal, so they don't have to match. And I don't know about you, but I just like the idea that I've used all of my washi tape on that roll. I have all this washi tape that I don't use, so it's like, okay, I used that. Let me see what else I have. I have that one, and it looks more deliberate because it's so different. So I'm happy about that. I'm not happy about the fact that it keeps tearing pieces off. I'm not sure if that happens because it's old or if it's just not very good washi tape. I got it off of Amazon, and I think it's from China probably, and not the best quality, would be my guess. And then I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac or some 3-in-1, glue this in. So you just put your Fabri-Tac or whatever glue you want to use on the top of this, and there we go. And I'm going to put a couple of clamps on here. Okay, so there's our notepad. And so now we have some more tags, small tags. Oh, and we have the envelopes, tag, and these cards. There's the tags. Okay, so what I was thinking I was going to do, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to round the corners on these and do some stenciling on the backs. That's what I'm going to do, because I have all those clusters that's going to go in here and take up some room. So I don't want to take up all the room with big giant tags. Might as well do the envelopes first. So let me get my scoring board, and I'm going to go ahead and score on these dotted lines. And then fold them. And actually, you know what I should have done, and I might as well just do it now, is I should have stenciled it before I scored it, but it'll still be okay. Let me get... go just a little bit further. That way when it's folded, it's got design in it. And then the small one, it only shows a little bit, but I'll go ahead and do that flap there. And come back to the scoreboard and score this. Glue it, and actually I think I'll ink it, the edges, while I've got it undone here. And then these edges here, and that will kind of help hide that dotted line too. So then you just fold it up, put just a little bit of glue on whichever side you want it to be on. And then here, like that. I've got a little coin envelope, and I'm going to do that little fold there too. Okay, so there's that. And then this one, ink it. I don't know why I'm doing that with my right hand. I'm left-handed. Tried to be ambidextrous there for just a second. Okay, and so on this one, you just put a little bit of glue on these places here and glue it up into an envelope, and then you can put a note or something inside of it. Okay, so there are the two envelopes. And so now we've got these little tags. And I think I'm going to stop with this video, and I will come back on the next one and do some other things. So anyway, that was the notepad and the envelopes. What else? Is that it? Is that all we did? I think so. So I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.